Okay, okay. This is kind of adding on to my previous theory video of the Amazing Digital Circus. I would recommend watching that first. My thoughts are a little bit scattered, and my voice is a little bit hoarse. But, uh, how I think a talk with Jax, how I think Jax will be handled, maybe, possibly, um, in episode 8. So, everyone's gonna be on the carnival adventure. We're gonna assume it's. I'm literally reading episode 8. We're gonna assume everyone's on the carnival adventure. Everyone's gonna have a fun time. We're gonna see different characters interacting with each other and different stuff at the carnival. Jax is going to be isolating himself as usual, per the norm, or as the norm. Jax is going to be isolating himself. Maybe Pomni. This is kind of like a hypothetical scenario. Maybe Pomni, after learning about kind of what happened with Ragatha and stuff, she's gonna walk up to Jax, and she's gonna be like, "Hey, can we talk?" And Jax is gonna be like, "You're gonna have to bear with me. I don't have a good Jax impression. I just can't do him." Jax will be like, "I can't. I'm busy waiting for the ride." And he's gonna go like in line waiting for the ride and like have an excuse to kind of like get away from Pomni. Even though she's gonna try and kind of like talk to him, he's gonna give her like that look or whatever of like, "Leave me alone. Do not do this." And Pomni will kind of have to just like let him be. Maybe, I don't know. I don't really like how that plays out, but I think Jax is going to be waiting in line for like the Ferris wheel or whatever. And the one NPC is going to like open up the cart, so Jax gets into the cart. And then the next character that gets into the cart is going to be Sorry. He's not even here. The next person that's going to get into the cart or like attempt to start getting into the cart is going to be disappearing guy. And he's going to be like, "Oh, cool, the Ferris wheel." And he's just going to disappear. And then the NPC that's like monitoring the cart is going to be like, and is like, "Well, we need another person on this ride or something." And then Kinger's going to show up out of nowhere. Kinger's going to show up out of nowhere. And he's going to be like, "Oh, well, I could take his place, I suppose," and get into the cart with Jax. And Jax is not going to realize it. He's kind of zoning out. He's probably thinking about Pomni or whatever. And then he's going to realize too late, like as Kinger is getting into the cart, he's going to kind of look and be like, "Oh no." And then, but it's too late. They're locked in. So, they're riding the Ferris wheel, they're riding it up, and Kinger's kind of, I would say he's kind of half there, half not, because while it is dark in the carnival, there's still like a bunch of lights, I would imagine, in the carnival. So he's kind of looking down at the lights, he sees all the little, all the little people and stuff, and I think he'd make a comment of something like, "Oh, all those little lights look like little fireflies. Don't they look cute, Jax?" And kind of like try and hold up a conversation with Jax or whatever, or just make little comments, and then Jax is gonna be like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And then they're gonna get to the top, and then it's gonna like stop for a moment. The Ferris wheel's gonna stop for a moment like it usually does. Sometimes it'll like stop at a certain point to let people on and off. It'll stop. And then I think they'll be at like right at the top where it's really dark. And I think this is where Kinger will gain some sentience. And he's gonna kind of like notice that Jax is not like fully okay. And I think, and then Kinger is going to see some of the circus members. He'll see like Zubul, he'll see Gangle, he'll see Ragatha, he'll see Pomni. And then he's gonna say something like, "Oh, there's Pomni. Hi, Pomni." And he's gonna like try and wave to Pomni. And then this is going to like probably trigger Jax in some way. Or no. Kinger's gonna say something like, "I noticed that you and Pomni are really getting close, huh? you guys seem to be hanging out a lot with each other. And this is just gonna, like, trigger Jax. And I think Jax will just kind of go on, like a tangent of, like, no, we're not friends. We're not hanging out more. We're not getting close to each other. I'm not getting close to Pomni. Why would I get close to Pomni of all people? I mean, she's crazy and she's blah, 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 and, like, really get off on a tangent. I'm not attempting to do Jax and I'm not attempting to get into everything that he's going to say. But he's, like, going to go off on a tangent and he's just going to, like, he's going to basically do what he did in his argument with Pomni, and he's just going to expose the ever-living daylights out of himself through yelling and through just, like, sheer attempt of denial. And and Pomni will respect it, regrettably. She doesn't want to, but she'll respect it. Really like the idea that Pomni will say something like,
So you're just gonna try and run away? So you're just gonna try and run away again? Is that it?
Jax is going to briefly wait in line, but then he's immediately going to realize that he doesn't want to do that and immediately just start pushing aside NPCs just to get on the ride. And then Kinger's gonna see some of the circus members. Huh. Hey, there's Zubul. Looks like they won a prize for Gangle. Oh, and there's Ragatha. She looks like she's playing a game with an NPC. And winning. Good for her. There's Gangle and Zubul down there. And there's Ragatha right there. And there's Pomni. And all through this, Kinger's gonna, like, as they're getting closer to the top where it's dark, he's kind of gonna start, recognizing, like, oh, there's something wrong here. And then they're gonna get at the top. They're gonna stop at the top. It's gonna be dark. And Jax is just kind of, like, looking away, sulking at this point. And then I think Kinger, my goat, our goat, is going to, like, have a similar conversation with Jax like he did with Ragatha. And I really like the idea, one, that Jax is kind of, like, justifies the tangent because he has put Kinger in the archetype of, well, Kinger's crazy, he won't understand anyways. So I think that'll give him some justification to kind of, like, let the mask off and, like, kind of expose himself in that way. I will be for real. I don't quite know what he would say to Jax that would kind of help him, but I feel like Kinger would have a conversation with Jax similar to like he did with Ragatha and kind of just, like, pep talk him through it, and Jax will look, like, disinterested, but slightly interested. Kinger might ask a question like, why do you think Pomni blames you for something like that? Causing people's abstractions. And Jax is kind of just, at this point, I think he would have just let out all of his rage. So the mask is kind of, like, full off with Jax. And he's just kind of going to be like, and then they get off the Ferris wheel, and Jax is like, despite being dismissive about whatever Kinger said, it very obviously gets to Jax, and it kind of gets in there, and it plants a little seed. But, how that would affect Jax in future episodes, I don't know. I don't think we're going to get an on-screen redemption, but I think we're going to start getting, like, planting the seeds of redemption. So, yeah. That's how I think a conversation may or may not go between Kinger and Jax. It's really kind of one-sided, but Kinger for the win. Oh my gosh, guys, the carnival episode storyboard is finally here. Okay, with that out of the way, I would like to make some statements. First of all, I really don't actually think that we're realistically going to get a Kinger and Jax conversation. I think it could happen. I don't think it will happen. But if it did happen, this is kind of how I think it may or may not go. Second, yes, I am not happy with this. I am not happy with the way I wrote it. I'm not happy with the way certain things pan out and how certain events unfold. This feels like a conversation that would happen after episode 6 specifically. That's too bad. I've had to sit and re-record and rethink and redo and make things make sense. And I am a single person, and having to re-edit all this stuff is tiring, and I'm done, and I just want this to be finished. I'm sorry. I am still not happy with the final product. But after re-recording and redoing and redrawing and just spending too much time on this, I kind of just, I want to get it done. I want this off my, I'm so sorry I smacked the mic again. I want to get this done. I want this off my plate. Because it's just not going to be perfect. And I'm recognizing that and kind of just want it done. Third, apologies if my voice or the audio sounds any different at any point. I'm literally, this recording specifically, I am recording after I got sick. So I'm probably more nasally or my throat's more hoarse. Yeah, I've recorded this over several different days, several different points. So yeah. I recorded this across multiple different days, recorded this sometimes when I was feeling sick or my voice was hoarse, whatever. So I do apologize for that, but I'm not going to sit and re-record all of this. I can't. Last but not least, I would like to assemble all of these storyboard clips that I've done so far into a single video. I may or may not bother to do like audio editing. I don't know. I don't know if I care. But I kind of want to see how if it's all coherent and if it all kind of blends together and mushes together very well. So yeah. Ideally, I would even like to add like music and special effects and different stuff and kind of make it more like an actual episode. However, I don't know if I have the patience for that, so we'll see how that goes. I would at least like to assemble all of those clips, all the storyboard segments, into a single video.
I can't. I'm busy waiting for the ride.
So you're just gonna try and run away again?
Out of my way, more important person coming through.
Finally! I've been waiting in line for so long.
Oh, well, I guess I'm next. Oh, well, I guess I'm next in line.
Whatever. Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, sure, whatever. Oh yeah, Pomni and I are great friends.
Did something happen between you two? Did something happen between you two?
Don't even get me started. All Pomni had to do was shoot me. That's all she had to do was shoot me. But no, she wanted to figure me out, get all in my head, something or other. She wanted to argue. She wanted to crack me open.
Is that too on the nose?
She wanted to figure me out. And she did! How did she do that? And then she blamed me. She blamed me for their abstraction when I...
Vaughn, it's hard to move on from... It's hard to move on from losing someone that you care about, isn't it? Any actions, any decisions you made before, it's hard to form new connections, and the fear of losing someone is pretty scary, especially when you've dealt with a situation like that before, but the payoff, nobody deserves to be lonely, and no one deserves the feeling of being alone. Whether or not you cause the abstractions, you deserve to heal and grow from that too. It's important to have those bonds, to have people to lean on when you have nothing left.
Did you get that from a fortune cookie or something?
What did you say to them, Jax? Did you do this? Did you cause her abstraction?
Lay off it!
Calm